So let's quickly review a couple of claims that Miss Jake is making. First off, we know that Trump was not elected, he was selected. And so anything you're hearing on the mainstream media is completely fake. The Russia thing was completely a deception, a distraction. There are no elections in America. Jake will not say that. He won't say that Trump was selected. He will not mention that Putin is a dictator. I've actually met a number of German people overseas recently, and they're all very aware of what's happening. Actually, Russian people, sorry. They're very aware of what's happening in Russia. And Putin's just another dictator, and Trump is just another actor. And so, again, we just see a lot of tired narrative here. And here he weaves in the grandfather. Now, the interesting thing, of course, grandfather would be female to male, gender transverse, just like Jake. Never mentions the grandfather's name. Makes all these assertions that the grandfather's investigations were published in the paper, that they led to a Senate investigation. Normally, truthers will always have links in their show notes. This is always going to be the way they roll, but you can see Jake has nothing. He just has, in fact, we don't even know Grandpa's name. He won't even mention the name. He won't show a picture. He won't demonstrate any of what he's saying is true. And the fact that, he was going after the mob in the way that he describes, again, it's very unlikely because this is a guy that ran from a drug lord in Burma, who was helping child trafficking victims, that had 15 years of investigative journalism work and hasn't produced any of that demonstrating that he actually has done that. Because we know the research on the Holocaust is fraud. So who knows who Grandpa is? I mean, we really would invite Jake to tell us, show us some pictures, put some links, so we can again see whether in fact what he's saying is the truth. So it's very unlikely that it is. So in his show notes, you can see what Miss Jake has is this is all about money. This guy is all about the money. I mean, he's got Patreon, PayPal, Bitcoin, Litcoin. Just send me money. Money, money, money. I need money. And this is really what it's about. This channel serves a couple of purposes. It deceives 170,000 people, idiots, frankly, that aren't awake. And for anybody to give this Luciferian woman money, it's just an absolute waste of money. Obviously, Jake doesn't have a real job. It's unlikely he's actually ever worked authentically. There's no history of that. We ran his name through the investigative processes, and nothing is really coming up. And so I would not trust this guy. He's not honest. Instead of blopping his show notes with all the money that he wants, here we should have the link for his grandfather. We want to know what his name is. We want to see a picture of this female to male transgender, and we want to see links of the Senate investigation, of the articles that apparently were in the newspaper. All that stuff would be available. There's no doubt that Jake would have that because, again, he's reaching into the graveyard and he's stroking his ego. He's feeding his narcissism on some fanciful tale.